The weirdest things I've ever heard someone say about my was, how did you become friends with her? Most of the times, whenever I'm looking at my life or whenever people are looking at me, they tend to say I am a little bit reserved when it comes to new people and all. So making friends is really, really hard for me. And whenever I get to a new place, making friends with people is really hard. A girl once asked a friend who's now my friend now, and asked her straight up, how did you make friends with Maya? Like, how? It's so impossible to. And this really made me look at my life and reevaluate. And I've seen that when it comes to my life and the tribe that I keep, I always make sure that my tribe and the people around me are always small. Is there anyone else who also feel the same way? Hello and welcome to Future Husband Diaries. My name is Maya Spanda, and today is a very great episode because this is in tribute to Mother's Day, which was during the weekend. I had the special opportunity to be part of the motherhood. I joined this group of powerful sisterhood, powerful womanhood, or powerful, I don't know what I can call them, but I really joined this group. I went in there and really I had a great time. But before getting into all of that and me explaining how it all was, let's just welcome you to the community. If you're new and if you really love the content, like, subscribe, share it with other people that you think will benefit, and let's grow this community to be this great sisterhood, this great community that we can build ourselves up and be better versions of ourselves. That's all that we had. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, and I hope that you're really liking the videos that are out there. And if you really like the videos, this video, you can go back and rewatch other videos that we have had before and give us some feedback, comment, like, subscribe, whichever way. Don't just be that person who watches from the sidelines. Make sure that you put a commitment in the subscribe. Okay. As I was saying, this weekend, I know I'm not a mother. So most of the people might be looking at me like, so then why did you go to a Mother's Day event? I'm not a mother, but I really would like to grow a group of sisterhood around me. I was telling people that I want to go. I want to learn at the feet of Gamaliel. I want to be there and experience it for myself, so that when I get to be in that position, I am not lost. When I get to be a mother, I know what I should do and how, to take care of myself, learn from the people who have the experiences, who have gone through what I will go through at some point in my life. Faith in motion. Okay. So I went to this event and I really learned a lot. They have a sisterhood where they support each other and they were there to pump each other up. The people were so friendly over there and they were pumping each other up. No negative feeling. Whenever it gets to a women's conference or something where it's just women, most of the time you always get, those looks and what people just judging you and all. There wasn't anything like that. It was just a great sisterhood and I really loved that. It made me look at my life because, okay, I want to find my tribe. I want to find that sisterhood, this is my tribe. Whenever I'm going through something, they're there for me. Whenever I want to celebrate something, they're there for me. How do I build that? The reason is, as I was telling you before, I have a friend now, and people have always been asking her, how did you become friends with Maya? Because it's so impossible to be friends with Maya. And my brother is always telling me that I have a resting bitch face. It's not because of anything, but it became like an armor that I had over the years that I had to put up. Because whenever you're going around, people making fun of you, people making what, at the end of the day, you just have that face of like, please don't approach me. Because as an introvert, it's really hard, to be going around all being friendly. So you just have that face where it's sort of like an armor so that people do not approach you. And I didn't realize that I'd put it on for so long. It had really become a part of me in such a way that other people who want to approach me, other people who really just want to be friends with me, makes it impossible for them to get to know me. And then I was like, okay, I've always managed to build like a tribe around me. If I were to look back at it, like when I was in high school, I was able to build, and it has never been more than a group of about 5 people around me. High school, whatever, and even at university, I had like this group, like 5 people all around me, just those friends that I usually had. It has always been easy for me to manage my own tribe, to have like a tribe that I just stick to, and those become my friends whenever through thick and thin. And when I looked back at it, it was because of the circumstances that I was able to build those friendships, because we were in the same place every single time. So I was able to build those relationships with those people. But now that I'm out of college, now that I'm out of school, now I'm just out there. And whenever I get to a workspace, it becomes impossible for me to build that tribe. It becomes really, really hard for me to be able to build that tribe because there are not a lot of people, and maybe we do not have like shared interest among, and it has become a little bit impossible. So I wanted to really open up myself and get to put myself in positions where I can be able to get people, because when I'm looking at it, I really need those feminine help sometimes. You need people to pump you up. You need people to be there for you when you're going through something. You need people who are feminine around you. You cannot go around just being what? But I'm not saying build a circle that's big, because that's impossible for me to build. But I'm just saying those group of 2, 3, 5 women around you that can, whenever you're in a tough spot, they're able to be there for you. Therefore, when I'm looking at it, it is one way of doing this is put yourself in positions that you have never imagined before. Like this event that I went to on Sunday, it was really, really hard. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done in the past year, if I were to say. Going there alone, and I didn't know anyone at that event. I just went all alone with no one, no friend to back me up, I didn't even know what to expect, because when you're getting there, you're like, people are coming in groups, they're coming in their tribes, and they're there to celebrate each other. But I didn't have anyone there, but I had to put myself out there. I had to make sure that I get out of my comfort zone so that I can be able to build that tribe that I'm looking for. And I'm happy to say that I've made some connections with other people. And I think that we can really develop that and grow that into like this big thing later. But I was able to open up and talk to people and get this whole feminine glory, being poured all over me, and making sure that, I put myself out there so that I can be able to find the opportunities. I'm not saying the people that I met there are just going to become my lifelong friends, no. But I'm saying it makes it easier with time for me to be able to grow that, put myself out there up until I find the tribe that I'm looking for. I find the sisterhood that I'm looking for, because I feel I've been so isolated a lot. I do not need a lot, but I need to put myself out there and, express myself, therefore have that feminine energy, to really balance each other out. And it's really important, because when you get to be celebrated by people of your own gender, it becomes really, really good. There's this myth that people are always saying, It's impossible to make female friends. Female friends are toxic. Female friends are what? Yes, you might have encountered some bits and pieces along the way, but that doesn't mean that every single female friend out there is going to be toxic. Find your tribe. Find the people that have the things that you're looking for. Find the people that will build you up. Find the right of kind of people that will click with you and therefore develop that. If it so happens that you encounter that this person is not really for you, like move on, but build that female friendship with someone else. Find other people, put yourself out there and find the tribe that you're looking for so as to build yourself up. Because in so many opportunities that we do not really realize is other opportunities, you need someone to nominate you for an award. You need someone to nominate you for something, right? In some other aspects, you need, or in some other posts, you need someone to nominate you. You need someone to nominate you for an award. You need someone to nominate you for something, right? And that female friend might be that person who might open up doors. You need someone to network with. That person can open up the doors or can give you ideas that you have never thought about on your own. And therefore, you need that extra person to go through life with. Because if you do not have that person, some other doors might remain closed for you because you do not have someone to nominate you. You do not have someone to open up the doors for you. You do not have someone to introduce you in certain spaces in your life that you do not have. Because you might look at your life and be thinking, I'm okay, I'm enough. You are enough, girl. But you do not know every single person. You need to grow your network. You need to be able to make sure that your business is seen in other spaces that you are not in. You need to be able, to open up doors, find investors in your businesses. And those are the people that might open up the doors, that might give you up the networking that you need, that might nominate you for an award, that might nominate you for your things. You might be doing great things, but you might do even greater things if you have that girl friend, that girl person who's around you who can open up some more doors, right? More of the doors that you already have. And they can open up a space that you have never really thought about. They can give you an idea that you were not really thinking about. They can give you a piece of advice that might really help. They might just hug you when you just need a hug. They might just babysit your kids when you just need someone to babysit your kids. So it's really important for you to be looking into the tribe that you need. I'm not saying keep toxic people around you, but I'm just saying look for that kind of tribe, look for that kind of person that clicks with you, that will be there for you throughout a certain post in your life. Because you are not an island, you're not going to live on your own, but you need a certain sisterhood that will build you up. Because female friendships are some things that we really need to invest in. People are always saying the reason why we are always saying, female friendships are toxic is because of the way we grew up and places we grew up. And for us, it was always like, growing up, like, no, a girlfriend would just take your boyfriend away. They'll steal this, they'll what, they'll be copycats, those kind of thoughts, those kind of things that were really happening made us to look at female friendships and sisterhood as something that is really bad for us. Therefore, like, I prefer to be with male friends. I do not like female friends. Yes, but that doesn't mean that that person can therefore spoil your whole aspect or your whole look towards a whole gender. It's not everyone who was like that friend that you had before. You might lose friends along the way, you might gain friends along the way, but that doesn't mean that you give up totally on you having that girl sisterhood all around you. So you really need to look into this and invest in a sisterhood. You need to make time for that person so that they can make time for you. You need to make sure that you invest time, effort everything into that relationship, and they also do the same. But if you get to a point when you're looking at it, you're the only person who's investing time, you're the only person who's investing effort, you're the only person who's investing, and that person is not. Therefore, that is not a two-way friendship. That is just a one-way friendship. You can look for other people who have the time for you, that will have, the opportunities for you, and therefore build you up. Because think about this. If you are to have an event, there is no one that will support you even more than a girlfriend. The sisterhoods, they'll be the first people to buy your tickets. They'll be the first people to what? All of those things. You need that kind of what? They'll be the people that will be posting your events to other people in other socials and otherwise, and therefore making the word to spread. And they might give you the testimonials to other people when people are looking like, should we attend this event? I'm like, no, I know her. She's a great friend. She's a great one. Therefore, people will start believing you because of the friends that you keep. You should really look into building those strong friendships that you need to have. We have talked about how good it is to have that tribe, but you need to define the tribe that you're looking for. You need to define the kind of people that you're looking for. Same way as you are intentional about finding a boyfriend, a man, a what, it's the same way you have to be intentional about finding the kind of tribe of friendship that you need in your life. When you're now looking into the kind of friends that you need to be intentional. I would like a friend that will help me spiritually. I would like a friend that will help me this way, that way, right? And therefore, it's not only going to be you looking at a person like, I would like a person who will help me financially, and that person is only giving and you're not giving. That is just you being toxic to them. So what is it that you need to do? You need to make sure that you be intentional in the kind of people that you're looking for, but then at the same time, the friendship shouldn't just be one way. As that person will be giving, you also giving, right? I'm not saying give the exact amount, but it can be in different aspects in either way, but it should not be one-sided. And the kind of friends that you need to keep, be with people like-minded, be with people that will bring you up, build you up, and not be around people who just be gossiping with you and putting you down and making sure you start debating whether you want to be friends with them, who just wants to one-up you all the time, or it's just someone who like they are better than you, or they're just keeping you around so as to feel better about themselves. Those are the things that you need to look into and be able to say, no, I'm not comfortable with this kind of friendship. Therefore, you are allowed to look for other people that will somehow build you up to the right kind of person that you're looking for. If we really invest a lot of time into sisterhood friendships, we'll be able to develop a lot, because bouncing off ideas with someone else will really benefit you. And sometimes you just need a shoulder to cry on, as I've said, and they might really be there for you when you really need it. So find your tribe, find the people that you're looking for. I'm going to be intentional in finding my friends, because I know I went to this event. It's not going to be the only event. I'm going to be going around organizations, going around what I'm intentional about looking for the tribe that I'm looking for. And it's really hard in our 30s most of the times for you to be able to find that tribe, because a lot of people are so busy with their careers. A lot of people are so busy with their marriages. A lot of people, they do not have time to invest into new kind of what. But there are some people out there who are willing to look into new things and develop this kind of friendships. So therefore, I'm going to be intentional about it. Are you going to be intentional about it? Is it something that you're really going to look forward to? If it's something that you really are intentional about, invite me to whatever event is you're going to, and we can, start building those kind of friendships and build each other up, and be better versions of ourselves. So therefore, as I'm being intentional, I hope you're being intentional about it, and reevaluate the kind of friends that you have. If you're allowed to move on from a friendship, if you really feel like you've overgrown the friendship, because that person is not really making the time for you. That person is not really what, maybe they are going through a certain space in their life where you do not have space anymore, right? And therefore they are prioritizing other things. That's okay. That's okay. You can look into other avenues and look for things that will better you in the future. So that's all that I had for you today. I hope that you really like it and you subscribe and you share it with other people that you think will benefit, and we'll grow together and we'll have that kind of sisterhood that you've been looking for, the kind of sisterhood that will build us up. And whenever people are talking about female friendships, they're no longer talking about them badly, but they're talking about them in a positive manner. So that's all that I had for you. See you next time. Bye.